my friends, today we have our lesson in art gallery in Reno Town Mall. It's state of Nevada, and as I promised to you, we're gonna have art class with Jackie, our local artist. She also the manager of the art gallery, and I will give you a little tour here. Then you can see our works in this gallery, and we will introduce you to Jackie. Art gallery. It has different local photography and artworks. All artists are here are local, and they work locally in local art studios. And you can see the variety of different subjects here, from sunsets, rocks, our famous Taha. It's also the state which is really like and enjoy horses. A lot of people have horses on their ranches. And also this is artworks, our artist Michael, remember the lady who was helping us to draw a horse, and this is some of her works here. And also it's different artists are working on local nature and animals and birds who live in the area. You can see those pictures by Lean Stars. It's another artist photographer. And this is more artworks. It's Lake Tahoe at nighttime. More horses and wild animals. So that's, if you want artwork, you definitely gonna choose from. And I also have my artworks here, and this is my artworks here. So that's my little corner, and more horse photographies by Dan Bubble. So, and here she is. That's our artist, Jackie. And this is her studio, the beautiful art studio with the lovely art mess, which is always artists have. Because without mess you can't create the beauty. You have to concentrate on what you're doing, not on what you're surrounded by. But sometimes yes, and sometimes it's just not enough room to put things. She has different art brushes, varieties of different colors. This is her acrylic colors, and she has acrylic colors not in a container, they're in the tubes. That's another way to buy them. You can buy them in the tubes and put them as the oil colors on the palette. So she has these colors on a palette, and now she is getting ready for our project, the abstract composition, which is inspired by beautiful colors. I just want to show her artworks here that you guys can get familiar with her art, beautiful artery. So this is the one of this interesting composition here I see, which is kind of close to our subject, abstract. This is mountains, but you can see them on the bottom, but the sky here is the sparkle of the beautiful different shades of orange and red and mixed with purple, because they are complementary. They kind of sparkle each other. And this is the very beautiful composition of the night city with the city lights. This is really pretty. And another composition on that wall, it's sunset somewhere in the mountains. Really pretty, the beautiful warm colors. Do you remember where it is?
Dead.
Oh,
My nephew's front yard.
Oh, that's so interesting. So it's a particular place. I see. And this is actually Jackie's famous hat. She always wear the artistic hat. Now she has a different one, but that one we can see her most of the time in. So that's her art studio with her easel, where she mix colors. And it's also the interesting thing I noticed here is that except only brushes, which is she have plenty here, she also have that interesting tool. Can you tell us a little bit about what that tool for?
Palette knives.
It's a palette knife, so you use it for mixing colors, right? Aha! See what you can do with this palette knives? You can use them as a brush, and it's a different approach. Can you use this approach when you do abstract art? What do you think?
Yes, abstract. That one up there is palette knife. That has brush and.
Oh, that's another artwork here that you use the palette knife with, right? So this is really pretty. It's like what I see here is buildings, right? Different
like
type of buildings. So it's like a
sky.
seat here, a sky. Really pretty. And there's another one right here. Oh my God, I haven't seen that one. This is really pretty. And you use the palette knife for that, right?
Yes, there's probably both on there, maybe.
Can you do the combination, for instance, brushes and palette knives?
Mainly like that kind, you'll start with the brush and then you might put in a few.
Oh, okay.
So we're going to do Reno. Going to do some Reno night scenes.
Oh, that will be pretty because during the summer, it's a lot of people come to Reno because we have art festivals, right? So I hope with this year we're not gonna skip it, right? Because last year, unfortunately, we can't do it. Okay, beautiful. So then we're gonna start our project with the abstract.
Nude, because I'm used to doing oils.
So, what do you think the acrylic colors has more advantage compared with the oil?
Oils are easier.
Oils are easy. That's what I think. But I usually for my classes I choose acrylics because for kids and young people it's easier to operate with them because you can wash them.
Be careful if you're using acrylics with the toxic, like cadmiums and cobalt. Need to be careful because we're water-based and people think acrylics are safer.
Yeah, for some reason.
They're not safer than oils.
Interesting. So some of them they're a little bit toxic, right?
Yeah, or just buy the kind that aren't toxic. They make them now.
They make them non-toxic.
Used to be that the real cadmiums and cobalts and stuff they had, I don't know, it had something to do with the color. They were better, they said. But now I think they've come a long way.
This is very interesting because I always, when I was younger, when I buy colors in the art store, I always try to get cadmiums because cadmiums always have this nice bright colors. And they might be red, they might be yellow, lemon, or just a kind of the very, very intense yellow color.
Yeah, and I think they intend to be the warmer. And then because you need the warms and the cools. I have all the colors in my acrylics either.
And this is our flowers. Look at that beautiful bouquet of different colors here. So for abstract artwork, we choose that colorful bouquet and we're gonna work on how from the flowers, just the real flowers from nature, create something which is gonna be still of the color of the flowers, but it's not gonna be that recognizable, but in the same time you can tell this is actually flowers because the colors it will be similar as this little city over here on a picture. It's not exactly exactly buildings with the windows, but you can still see on this picture that is
we're doing this actually right from like a practice thing.
Yeah, it's just a sketch, a color sketch. every artist has their own way to put colors on the palette, because this is how they get used to and what make them actually feel more confident when they work on this palette. This is Jackie's palette. She is using the plastic container and some gesso. It's a basic acrylic.
Because I'm out of white.
Okay, so you can use it instead of white, right, if you need.
That's what they said. So
It just give more thicker kind of surface, right, for them.
yeah, and you should put that on your canvas before you.
Yeah, it's kind of like a primer also for your canvas, because you can work with acrylic colors not only on the paper but also you can use canvas. So Jackie using canvas for this sketch. But that she says that you have to put primer first, which is called gesso, and then let it dry. Usually you can do even 2 or 3 times, right? So you can put 3 coats
And
just
you
to.
can, sand in between.
Oh, seriously? Okay, that's nice to know.
That's what one instructor had us do.
Mm-hmm.
Put on a layer, sand it, then paint it, then put on the next layer another way, and then sand it.
Okay, so nice to know. So
Now
then
I
it's
just
gonna
kinda
give you more protection for colors to not come off from the canvas, right?
Yeah.
Mm-hmm. I like your music.
Yeah.
Back too. So,
Yeah, that's what jazz is abstract.
yeah, it's so interesting that music has genres too, which is kind of affiliated with the art.
Whoops. See, into the. I forgot to put on my.
Apron, yeah. That helps, right?
Okay, it's pretty dark, but I guess we need a little dark too. Too dark. When you're making a boo-boo like that, then you can go in later and just change it, huh?
That sounds good. That's what I like in oil paintings too. Then if you don't like something, you can just redo that spot.
Right, you can wipe it out.
Yeah.
And
That's.
I guess when this is wet, you still can too, but I'm still learning about acrylics.
Yeah.
And I like to use them for the abstracts and that kind of stuff with oils. But I still like my oils.
Yeah. I just get used to do oil just for my artworks, but I think so that for just studying and learning, acrylics are the best because you can change you have whites, because if you use watercolors, as I say always, it's so hard to do this right, because you have to do it right away. You don't have rights to change, because it's not easy to change in watercolor.
No, you have to go from dark to light.
Yeah, which is kind of give you the good lesson how to be really careful when you actually paint.
Probably completely changes because this isn't really abstract.
Mm-hmm.
I'm making a mess.
What's your favorite color?
Pink.
Pink? Okay.
And yellow.
Pink and yellow. Mm-hmm.
So butter yellow.
Mm-hmm.
And mauve.
Mm-hmm.
Mauve. And I like peach apricot.
Mm-hmm. Oh, that's a pretty color thing. That's an interesting approach. You just use the brush to get some kind of interesting texture on a picture, right?
That's supposed to be abstract, so what
Mm-hmm.
happened?
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
Yeah, still two. Lift it up.
Do you recommend to change brushes, or you change them depends on what particular task you're doing, right? Mm-hmm.
It seems like mainly I would always not
Mm-hmm.
run into trouble. No, I don't like that. So I'm going to change it.
You don't like the color for the background? Mm-hmm.
No, let's put back on first.
It can
We were doing something different.
It can be just a primer. You can put something on the top. Mm-hmm.
Yeah, because that looks like just someone trying to do a bowl of flowers, and I really wanted it just to get an impression of flowers and not be.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
But I didn't practice to see what I could come up with. So
That's.
I just do it. Just.
Yeah, it's just a surprise. Yeah.
No, okay. Right there, it's muddy, but. Put that back in.
Mm-hmm. I was on an exhibition of Cutler and Picasso in San Francisco a few days ago, and they have this interesting approach to how to distract nature and then put it in a different way together. So this is kind of like a different process, which is Picasso come with his arts through the cubism and through a distraction of the real world, and then kind of put together this like from the different geometrical structures It was kind of interesting. He has.
It's interesting to get different takes from different artists.
Mm-hmm. We're so lucky in this century that we have so much access through the internet to different art. Before,
if we'd have had that 30 years ago,
mm,
we would have had a lot more help then.
yeah, before, in 19th century, you have to go to the big cities in order to experience some
and
new ideas.
Just, I think the Impressionists just kind of moved out on their own and experimented.
Mm-hmm.
And then they got rejected for it.
Yeah. They were actually, it happens exactly in this time. In May, that was the first salon of artists who were rejected by the audience, because the audience was seeing them as their ungraduated artists who can't actually do the real art, and the ladies was throwing umbrellas in their art, but after for a while they become very popular.
Mm-hmm. Abstract artist. I'm still at that. That got kind of muddy. But it can be fixed later,
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
I think.
That's what you can do when you don't like something. You can just wipe it, right?
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Why not? There's an artist, Nancy Hillis, I think her name is,
Mm-hmm.
and she said, "Don't be ruled by rules."
Mm-hmm. It's interesting that you have to remember that, yeah. Because if you like really suppressed by rules, so you're never gonna create something new, I think.
Right, afraid to jump out.
Make mistakes, yeah. I had this when I was young, because canvases were so expensive that I always, if I have a very nice canvas, I always so afraid to make mistake for some reason.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, see, oil would have just still been
Mm-hmm. But this is advantage of actually paint on canvas, because if you just have paper, it's not easy to exchange, because there will be like the big stain there, or even hole on the paper. Yeah.
Now, if that were a solid background, I see some sunlight and shadow going speckled.
Mm-hmm.
So what I do is I can't.
I can see in this colors a little bit of Matisse palette, because Matisse loved that pink, orange, and emerald green in his artwork.
Oh,
Yeah.
one side's kind of got to be darker.
And some people, for some reason, consider him as an impressionist or post-impressionist, but he is not. He actually belonged to the different movement, which is called Fauvism. That was the new group of artists in France who consider themselves as the avant-garde artists of new generation. And then when he traveled to Morocco, which is in Africa, he learned all this expressive bright palette there, and when he came back from Morocco, his artworks was so bright and colorful.
That, you always like Matisse.
He has a beautiful connection, the color connection on his artworks. Yeah. Mm-hmm.
Oh.
It's a good habit when you look at your picture a little bit from the distance, then you can see what you think you should change, or you don't need to change, because kind of when you look from the distance, all these colorful stains become something what you like, or you don't. And sometimes usually after when you look at this straight way, you can turn this around, flip it over, and see how it looks from other side. Because what happens during when you're painting, your eyes get used to your painting, and sometimes you don't see that sharp what you want to do. So when you turn this around, it's kind of give you the fresh look on it. Am I right?
Yeah.
Okay.
Things we've learned over the years, and I should be way farther than I am. But you're always trying something new, too.
Yeah. Why not, right?
It gets boring, and you think, no, that looks boring.
Mm-hmm.
So then you go and say, hey, I'm going to... Even school teachers have to take refresher courses.
Yeah.
So I'm going to go and maybe start from the beginning on something,
Mm-hmm.
from the very beginning, and they think that you don't know anything.
Mm-hmm. So it's never too late to learn something
No.
new. Mm.
Like the dog whisperer, he said it's not true that old dogs can't learn new tricks.
Seriously? That's a
And
new saying.
real old, I think the dog was
Mm-hmm.
13 years old,
Uh-huh.
and within a few minutes he had a bad habit changed.
Uh-oh.
They can.
So they can.
Oh, yeah.
Okay. That's interesting. I
And
guess
so can people. This stuff about you.
I think so. The
No,
people can change their habits too, only if they want. I think so that they have to have motivation
They
for
use
it.
it as an excuse. I'm
Yeah.
too old to change. No, you don't want it.
Yeah.
But on the things you do want it,
Yeah. I think so. If people want to do something, they can do it. They just need to really want something.
I don't know. Tell me what. Some spots, maybe, maybe not.
I like that airy spots over there.
Yeah, there's. See, look at that. Look at that.
What's there? Oh, this is interesting. It's kind of, yeah, it creates some interesting, very, very beautiful spot full of some intricate colors.
Yeah, sunlight through the
Yeah,
stuff.
yeah, yeah. Uh-huh.
I need more pinks.
Mm-hmm.
I think I'd have to switch to my oil though. That will change everything. I won't be able to. Oh, and that stuff. Murphy's oil soap. Ever get brushes that are
Oh, Murphy's oil helps to keep brushes.
It gets the hard stuff out.
Oh, that's so interesting.
Sometimes you have to soak them overnight. Sometimes I have to soak a couple of nights.
Mm-hmm.
A couple of days and a couple of nights. Those were all night last night. I worked on those pieces.
Murphy oil let them get the colors out from the brush hairs, right?
Yeah, it's real good. And then there's citrusol.
And citrusol?
Citrusol.
Citrusol. Yeah. Oh, okay. So this is interesting.
That's
Can you buy it in the art store or in a hardware store?
I get it. Art store usually gonna be 3 times more.
More expensive.
Yeah. I don't remember where I got it now. Might have been something like Rayleigh's, but I'm not sure. Maybe it was the art store.
That's the little tricks, right?
For lazy people.
For some reason, it's not that fun to wash your brushes after when you're done.
And the big artists way back when had somebody else do it for them.
Yes.
But then they had to do all the
apprentices, yeah. They also...
Well, the apprentice was okay, but if they just had servants that then they were stuck doing stuff that maybe they didn't want to all the time.
Yeah. I also heard that the apprentices, they mix colors for them because all the times they don't have these tubes with colors. They have to use the pigment and something which is going to dissolve the color in, and that takes time.
Yeah. And some people do that today. They want to make their own. I wouldn't want to, because then that takes all the time doing that. Like framing. I don't want to frame.
Yeah. Framing is kind of interesting subject because sometimes frame, if it's the right frame, like we spoke with you before, give the painting the very nice finishing. Because if you get the wrong frame for some reason, it can actually damage the look at the artwork.
Oh, yeah. Yeah. If they just go pick out a frame, say, I like this frame, and take it home, it might not work. Okay, another one I gotta do that same. Erase it.
During when Jackie is getting ready for painting, I will show you this new abstract work. It's really pretty. It has all this beautiful, her favorite peach colors. And it's hard to say what is there, but I can see the horse there and another horse. It's kind of... it wasn't on purpose, but that kind of happens to be this way. It's really pretty. That's a very pretty corner right now. It even looks better on camera for some reason.
Which corner?
Right there, that corner. You can take a look over here. How pretty is that here?
Oh, it does look better.
It looks very pretty, yeah.
Because out here it looks like it needs another. And of course, when you smudge out some of it, all needs to be smudgy or all needs to be. I'll just throw some in there. keep picking up. No, but I guess stopping points are okay when it's not finished.
Yeah, so we're gonna finish on this sketch right
And
now.
people can say, well, this is what needs to be done. Then they can decide what needs.
Yeah, so we just kind of leave it on you to decide where to stop your artwork when you work on something like this, the colorful flowers, and we turn them into that beautiful bouquet on Jackie's picture. They are not exactly finished flowers, but you can tell that where we get the inspiration, right? So there was flowers. So because the colors are really, really beautiful, and they kind of resemble with the bouquet, but in the same place not. So it can be any different bouquet because it has all this airy approach, and the flowers are so fresh and looks very pretty. It's very spring bouquet. Thank you, Jackie. We had a great time. Appreciate it for helping us to enjoy art and learn something new.